Today we're going to take a look at Double Kick Incineroar with Fire Blast in the Open Ultra League meta here right now, and this Pokemon has a lot of potential right now, as Double Kick going to generate way faster the energy than before. It's going to be a funny one to see how many Fire Blasts going to land here. We're going to face a horrible lead kinda here. This hardwalls our backland, so I guess it's kinda fine that we face it in the lead. It's still not the best one because all our moves are resisted, but Tapu Fini is a really good Pokemon. If you haven't tried out Tapu Fini yet in the Ultra League, definitely something you should build. I definitely want to get a better one in terms of the IVs that I have here right now, but still this one going to be fine, going for one Moonblast, nearly going to knock them out, and this gives me some farm for my Incineroar. You could of course still run Snarl I think as well, which I think even generates energy a little bit faster, but doesn't do as much damage or whatever, so like at least this is the recommended moveset. And you know what's also cool? We're going to be able to hit this Fire Blast against this Alolan Mug here. And now we can hardwall them basically with Gliscor. They have to kind of go for the Dark Pulse here, but they don't do this, so we're going to be able to farm them all the way down. We're just going to go straight for an Earthquake against the Clefable, and this Earthquake is going to land. We're going to put them low. We can go for a Night Slash, which they're going to have to shield up now. And at this point of time, I don't get to another Night Slash here. I'm going to try to go for another Fire Blast just to BM my opponent. That's why I won't throw immediately. I know that they don't get to 2 charge moves here anyway. And I don't get there by like 1 turn, sadly, so I'm gonna go for the Dark Pulse and then to secure the victory there, but I just want to stroll a little bit, so if you're wondering why I overfarmed a little bit there, that's why. We see a Cresselia coming in. Maybe I should have went into my Incineroar instead against the Cresselia, I'm not sure about it. It's both kind of fine. Here we have also super effective moves that we're going to be able to hit pretty fast. They're not stab, but also Gliscor might be a little bit better in terms of stat products and everything else around it compared to the Incineroar. As well as we're going to be able to maybe get a boost later on. Let's see what we can do here. We're going to shield up this Moonblast, as it would put us into a range where I don't really want to be in, and I can go for a Night Slash, going to be able to get the shield back, and I can go for another one on the CMP tie, going to be able to also get another shield back, which is nice. And I'm also going to shield here as well, trying to realign my Pokemon or not. I'm gonna go and let this move go through because we have an Incineroar showcase here, I guess. We're gonna go ahead and go just straight for the farm down. They're actually gonna go for the future side for whatever reason. I don't know if they're, I don't know, like maybe Incineroar confused them. Going for future side against a dark type Pokemon might not be the smartest idea. But we have 100 energy now. We see the Obstagoon coming in. They don't have shield, and this Fire Blast going to hit them as we go into our Tapu Fini and we see a Talonflame in the back. This will be a good game. There's nothing that they can do about this anymore. And we saw another Fire Blast hit the opponent here. Good game there. Next one coming up, we're going to face Tapu Fini against Stunfisk. Very decent lead for us, as we're going to see another Tapu Fini coming in. We need our Tapu Fini for the opponent's Tapu Fini, so I'm going to go ahead and go for the bait here. They're going to shield this move up, which is amazing for us. And now I can just go ahead and shield up their move as well. Going to be actually the Moonblast, so we are now far ahead in terms of energy, and I can just go straight for my Moonblast as well, which will do a ton of damage, not knock them out, but this is only a surf for sure, so I will be able to take this, realign my Pokemon, still have my Tapu Fini available, and I have decent answers for the opponent's Stunfisk anyway in the back. I can go straight for the Dark Pulse here. I want to get some damage on them at least, and they're going to let this move go through. I still have my Gliscor in the back. I definitely should have went into my Gliscor instead though, because Gliscor is also pretty decent against the opponent's Trevenant here, and this might be an issue now trying to win this game still, because now Trevenant gets a ton of energy. I can still go for one Surf, but I think I just misplayed it hard, because if I went into my Gliscor immediately, I would have had such a better time now. And like this, it's going to be a tough one. They're going to go for the Shadow Ball. I have 2 moves stored now. Do they have 2 moves stored now? I think they do, and I think I completely misplay this game now. I can go for another charge move. They still have a shield, but I think I don't get to my next one in time, and yep, I don't, which is really unfortunate. If I just went into my Gliscor instead of my Incineroar, I would have been better off, because I would have hardwalled the Trevenant with my Incineroar already. So yeah, that was kind of a misplay there on my side, but happens, I guess. We see a Giratina against us. They stay in, which is fine for me. It means I can go for one Dark Pulse. This Dark Pulse is going to do a half of its health, and we will be able to go ahead and go for another charge move against the opponent here, I think. I'm going to shield up this move, pretending that I might have something like the Flame Charge here. Let's see if my opponent falls for it. They do fall for it, and I can still go for another Dark Pulse here as well, which is going to do a ton of damage. Incineroar is just going through the opponent there, as we can go ahead and go into our Gliscor, which can basically survive every move of this Pokemon. Best move to hit me here would be an Aerial Ace, which is a horrible move, so they're gonna go for one Drill Run, and now they're gonna go for one Mega Horn, which is going to hurt still, even though it's resisted, but still we're going to have now 100 energy, basically going for one Night Slash, knocking out the opponent, and we get the boost actually, so I'm going to stay in here, going to go straight for the move against Giratina, and I think I can just let the next move go through here. I'm not going to shield because they have 2 moves anyway. So I will be able to now go ahead, farm them down with my Tapu Fini, and as long as I can win against the opponent in the back with a 1 shield advantage, I will be able to win this game. But this matchup is awkward. This matchup against Cresselia is not the best. Luckily they don't have Grass Knot, they seem to run Moonblast and the Future Sight, and Moonblast does a lot of damage, but I don't know if it's enough damage. Let's see, we're going to see the Moonblast coming through. It doesn't knock me out, but they're going to get a ton of more energy. I can go for my Moonblast now. Does this knock out the opponent? It does not, but 1 more fast move or 2 more fast moves were enough to knock them out, so they were literally just at the move. So if they had Grass Knot, I would have lost this game for sure, but like this, it's kind of fine. Against an opponent's Snorlax here, I'm just going to go into my Incineroar. I can shield 1 up, but I also have now a ton of energy, so I will be able to get a shield back, right? Machamp coming in. Machamp gonna get hit by this Fire Blast. Machamp gonna go out again. Goodbye, Machamp. They didn't expect me to run Fire Blast. I think they thought I would run the Flame Charge, but no, we're going to Blast today, as we see a very good Pokemon for us, a Charizard against us, which you can still hit with 1 Dark Pulse. Incineroar, you'll see how strong this Pokemon actually can be. I went very positive with this team. Which is funny. I play currently a lot of fun, stupid teams otherwise that I don't think I'm actually going to showcase all. So if you see my elo drop, I usually just try some stuff out right now. We're in the beginning of the season. I don't like really Ultra League, so don't worry about this one. But this team actually worked out, which I didn't expect. It most likely shouldn't work out, but maybe I was just lucky or something. But we see here the opponent Snorlax having to get hit by this Night Slash, but they're actually going to shield this move up. I can let this move go through, going to be a Body Slam again, as we can go ahead and not get to another move sadly. But we can go ahead for another move with our Tapu Fini. This will knock out the opponent's Snorlax as we face the Charizard in the back, and we will be able to win this game pretty easily. Next opponent. A little bit of a horribility, to be fair. We see a Drapion against us. Drapion is a tricky one, especially if they run Sludge Wave or like Sludge Bomb, like the opponent here. And we see a Talonflame coming in here, which will allow us to go for 1 Dark Pulse, but they have to throw against us anyway. So that's fine, I can let this move go through. It's going to be a Flame Charge most likely. They're going to get a ton of energy now, but can we still get to a move? We can of course still get to a move. This will allow us to get a shield from the opponent or knock them out and realign my Pokemon, which I'll take even more, because now I can go into my Gliscor, and I actually kind of make a mistake here, I think. If I remember correctly, I should just go straight for Night Slash here. Yes, Night Slash is resisted, but my fast move already does a ton of damage, and going for the Earthquake bait can be a little bit tricky. I'm going to shield up the Crunch from the opponent, and I should just go straight for Night Slash. I'm going to go for Night Slash now at least, and this is going to get me a shield, and I can catch the Crunch on the Tapu Fini, which is even cooler. They're going to not get even a debuff there, and we're going to see a Trevenant coming in, which allows me to go for a Moonblast. That's going to do a ton of damage. We're going to get them low, and what we have to do now is, of course, let this move go through, hopefully farm them down with our Gliscor, and hopefully have enough energy to get to 1 Earthquake and 1 Night Slash against the opponent. This is my play now. I'm going to shield up this Shadow Ball. I'm going to go for 1 Night Slash. I have 100 energy right now. This Night Slash going to get the final shield by the opponent, and this Earthquake going to get the knockout for the Drapion. Gliscor just going to town again. Very, very good. Next opponent, let's see. Tapu Fini against Pidgeot. This is a neutral matchup, I kinda think so. We can go straight for the Surf, but we're actually seeing P-Tai here, which I don't know if it's supposed to happen. I guess so. Yeah, actually it's supposed to happen like this. But we're gonna get them very low, and we're going to get Cofagrigus against us. Cofagrigus doesn't really do damage against us too much here, like all their moves are resisted against me. Still, you see Shadow Claw did some damage, because we're not the bulkiest Pokemon. Dark Pulse doesn't really do that much, and we can just let this move go through, and Incineroar is going to take those moves on, as we can go for another Dark Pulse here, trying to knock out the opponent. I'm going to Undercharge actually, which didn't matter at all, because he just destroyed anyway. and we will face the Pidgeot again, which also going to... I thought I would go for the Dark Pulse there, but I'm going to keep this for later. They're going to go for the Brave Bird. I go into my Gliscor and we see a Cobalion coming in. My Dark Pulse doesn't really help me here, sadly. I'm going to shield up the potential Stone Edge, which was a Stone Edge, and we're just going to go straight. We're just going to go straight against this Pokemon, and we're going to destroy them straight as well. They're going to die there with 2 shields left, so good game to my opponent there. As we face most likely the worst possible Pokemon to face with this team, it's a Galvantula. Our moves are resisted here. Their moves are neutral against me, and we see Jellicent coming in, which is actually fine for me. Jellicent is totally okay. I will be able to go for 2 Dark Pulses in time, and they actually, I think there's also CMP-tie as well. This must be a Bubble Beam then. Maybe I can still get to another one. I don't know. We'll see. It's going to be a Bubble Beam. Can we still get to another Dark Pulse in time? We cannot. They're gonna go for another Bubble Beam in time, which we can let go as well. We can go into our Tapu Fini and we can get some energy advantage here. This is only a Bubble Beam as well for sure, so we don't have to shield this either. And we have now nearly 1 Surf stored, as we can swap into our Gliscor, but sadly we're going to face a Pidgeot. This time this has a Gust, which is actually a little bit worse for me, I think, because Gust just does more damage to me, but like of course generates less energy for them. But we're actually gonna get them pretty low already. We can shield this move up here. Going to be a Feather Dance, of course. And now it's going to be a little bit tricky to knock them out still. Next Night Slash coming through. Going to get the Pidgeot pretty low. Now we actually farmed them down, but like it's a little bit tricky now. We're going to try to hope that this is a lunge and it's Discharge, which now kinda seals the deal. I don't think there's anything we can do anymore. Surf comes through, they can farm us down. We're gonna get them a little bit lower, but they have a ton of energy now. We're gonna go for 1 Night Slash here. Let's see how much it's going to do. It's going to get the shield at least. We don't get the debuff from them. They're going to be able to go for 1 lunge, and I know that 1 Night Slash is not enough, so I'm going to try to go for the Earthquake, and we CMP-tie on a loss here. Sadly, if we won CMP, we would have won this. If we had like 1 more turn somewhere, we would have won this, but it's fine. Next opponent, Talonflame. Good lead for us. That's very good for us, actually. We see Giratina coming in. Actually, I don't really mind using Switch here, but let's see what we can do here with our Incineroar. They're gonna go straight for the Dragon Claw. They don't even wait at all. And I can just go ahead and go for my Dark Pulse now. They have 2 moves out now. I can go for 2 more fast moves and then throw, and I would CMP-tie on them, which is fine. This Dark Pulse will do a ton of damage. Gonna get the shield from them. I think I'm actually going to let this move go through, hoping that I can still get to another move in time, but they're actually going to swap into that Talonflame. This is such a weird play, which I have no idea why they did this. I'm going to shield up the potential Brave Bird. It's a Flame Charge. Fine for me, because now they have literally nothing to do with that thing. And Giratina is not good against me either, so they're going to shield this move up. I can still get to another Surf. I can knock them out. And this was a very weird play by my opponent, I guess. We can still have this matchup here against the Giratina. I don't mind. They're gonna go for 1 Shadow Sneak here, and we can go ahead and go for 1 Moonblast, knocking them straight out, and let's see what they have in the back. As we have still 3 Pokemon, and we see, oh god, this is going to be horrible. We still get to the Dark Pulse just in time with our Incineroar, but we still have a Pokemon in the back that's double weak against us, and they, like, against the opponent there. And I don't know how I'm going to be able to survive against that. I'm going to have to let this move go through. I can still get to the Surf, which is actually important because this puts them into a range for Night Slash. And now you just have to hit the Night Slash, but they sadly get to a move. Do they have 2 already? Let's see, they do have 2 already, and that's going to be a loss, sadly. So a good game to my opponent. That's not going to knock us out. We can go for a Night Slash, and this will be enough. I actually didn't expect that I would still survive a double super effective Icicle Spear on my Gliscor. Gliscor overpowered. I have no idea how that happened, but yeah. We see the next opponent having a Machamp against us. Machamp is a little bit tricky. This Pokemon is something I can still beat with my backline though, so I'm not really too worried. I'm going to stay in here because also the Stunfisk I will be able to beat with my backline, and I will be able to go ahead and shield up the next move from them. Going to be another Rock Slide, going to go for 1 Surf, hopefully getting the final shield by them as well. And what I can do now is I can just let this move go through. I think I have my Gliscor in the back, which can take any kind of move from them, and I will be able to farm them all the way down, which is going to do some nice damage into against whatever wants to come in here. And we're going to see a Gyarados coming in. So what we have to do here is we have to spam those Night Slashes. We have to spam them all. We're gonna need to get this thing lower. Our backline is really weak against Gyarados. And so we're going to let this move go through, because I'm going to rely on my Incineroar. And we see a Stunfisk coming in. and it's going to be a tricky one. I'm going to shield up this move, which I actually am not going to shield up this move. It's going to be a Rock Slide, I know that, but I sadly overfarm a little bit here too much. I should have just went straight. It would have been way better for me, but now I have to shield another Rock Slide. I'm at 100 energy right now. We can go for the Fire Blast. Bye-bye Stunfisk, but can we still get to a move against the Gyarados? We do, and Incineroar is actually insane in the Ultra League. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, and I hope I see you on the next one. Bye!